We've got a super crowd in tonight to, we hope, to help you enjoy Bullseye at home. This is another edition into the new year, well into the new year now. Let's welcome the first couple tonight. They're from Yorkshire television area, Michael Ibbotson and Ken Burton. Make them nice and welcome. How are you, Michael?
All right,
nice to see you. And Ken, what a lovely audience, huh? That's a lovely welcome for you, wasn't it? That makes you feel a bit better, doesn't it? And you're both from York, is that right?
That's correct.
Yes, that's a beautiful city, isn't it?
It's
Beautiful city, that's right. Michael, you married?
Yes.
And your job, sir?
I work as a travel clerk with British Railways.
Oh, you're the man who doesn't answer the phone then when we ask what trains. You're the man, are you? That's fine. Have you, you do all the bookings and reservations?
Yes, reservations, tickets.
Good.
Inquiries.
Any family?
No, just a dog.
No family, so you just arrange births for other people. It's a joke, that. Ken, how are you, Ken? Nice to see you, sir. Now, you did the same job as Mike, didn't you?
That's right.
That's it.
I was the one who didn't used to answer the phone before he did.
Before he didn't used to answer it. That's lovely. And you've got you've got a family?
Two boys, one girl.
Two boys. So your wife doesn't have any reservations at all?
No.
Nice to have you with us. You're from a beautiful part of the world, I know you are. We hope you have a super night with us. Ken, off you go and sit down and Mike. Give him a nice round of applause. We've got a couple now from Time Tees television. It's Brian and Alice Gardner, all the way from the northeast. Give them a nice round of applause. How are you, Brian? Nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
And Alice, how are you? All right, you're lovely. Really, just nice and relaxed, eh?
Yes.
We've got to say it, haven't we? You must be sick of people saying it. It's John Cleese, isn't it? How do you feel about that audience? Doesn't he look like John Cleese? And I bet at home he does. I bet he really does look like John Cleese at home, doesn't he? Do you get sick of people saying that to you, Brian?
A little bit.
Just a little bit, yeah. Because you're not making his money, are you?
No, certainly not.
No, I bet you wish you were. You wouldn't be on this thing throwing darts before I'm saying. Your husband and wife. And any family, Brian?
Yes, we've got a boy, James.
Little boy. And does he, would you like to wave to him?
No, we've had strict instructions that we haven't to.
Really?
Yeah.
And what's his name?
James.
His name's James. Well, I'll tell you what, you don't wave to him. We've got a great audience, and they're there over there. Will you all, when after three, just say, hello, James. Are you ready, audience? 1, 2, 3. Hello, there you are. How's that for you? All right? That'll upset him, won't it? Oh, that's great. What do you do for a living, Brian?
A wood machinist. I work for a company that make self-assembly kitchen furniture.
Oh, I see. We're not allowed to mention it, are we? The company, no, but they make hygiene a special interest.
That's right, they do, yeah.
That's right. Now then, Alice, what do you... he dreams a bit, doesn't he? That's the thing. Oh, go on. Very quickly, tell us a story.
Well, one night, 3 o'clock in the morning, I heard Brian saying burglars.
Yeah.
So I sat up, unknowing that he was still asleep.
Yeah.
And I sat up, and he thought I was the burglar, and he hit me.
Yeah, I'm afraid so.
Well, and you'll not remember that because you were asleep.
No, I went back to sleep.
You went back to sleep?
Tells me.
No,
Right,
well,
hit him back.
Oh, you hit him back, did you? Well, that's all right. And cancelled his rations.
Yeah.
Very nice. Alice, we hope you have a lovely night. And Brian, off you go, sit down, relax. We'll be with you in a couple of seconds. From Granada Land, northwest of England, Stuart and Paul Beach. Make them welcome from Granada Land, Stuart and Paul. How are you, boys? All right. Nice to see you. All right. Stuart and Paul Beach, eh? Always wanted to meet the Beach Boys.
True.
The original Beach Boys. The original Beach Boys, that's right. That's lovely. And your brothers. And what's your job, Stuart?
Warehouse man.
This accent, I do recognise this accent. We might find out in a minute. What sort of thing?
Mail order catalogue.
Mail order catalogue. Where do you play darts?
At Thorn Inn.
At the Thorn Inn?
Church.
Oh, at church. Oh, near Accrington. Oh, dear me, that's right. Thorn. Well, I've heard of Thorn in the side, but you've got a side in the Thorn, haven't you?
That's true,
Very good, that. Waste of time doing that lineman. That's all right. Paul, you're a timber sales rep.
That's correct, Jim.
So you're dealing in timber, you'll give your customers a good deal.
Definitely.
You know, so you're working with the big woods and he's with the little woods, isn't he? That's right. We'll get you laughing, even if it kills us, we will. Have a good night with us, boys. Just sit down, relax, have a super nap. Go on, off you go, boys. Well done, Stuart. That's great. All right. We've met the contestants now. Let's get on with the game. You know it by now. We're well into the series. There's Bully's category board. All the subjects there. A lot of money to be won. If the dart player does as he's told, and if, of course, the question of the brain of the outfit can answer the questions, which is what we're going to do now, Ken. The questions are worth £30 each. So come on, Ken. Choose a subject for Mike.
History, please, Jim.
We'll try that for you, sir. History we're looking at. Flashing to help you there. Mike. He's not. He's gone into a fair, so there's no bonus, but don't worry about it. It's early days. Here we go, Ken, for £30. What's the name of the national airline of Russia?
Aeroflot.
Aeroflot gives you £30. Well done. Come on, Alice. Yes, all right, why not? All right. Come on, Alice. Choose a subject for Brian.
Potluck, please,
Potluck
Jim.
you may, madam, with pleasure. And he slipped there, he's gone into Great Britain, so there's no bonus. But here for £30, Alice, is your question. In which city was there a 1984 International Garden Festival?
Liverpool.
Liverpool is right, yes. Well, you all right? All right, that's fine. You're just settling in a bit, aren't you? Come on, Paul, for Stuart.
Well, try books, please, Jim.
Well, try Books, Gran. It was a lovely accent. Try Books. I will have some Books. Hey up. There we are. £30 you've got. Well done. All right. For another 30, Paul, we understand what we're talking about, Books, don't we? Here we go. Here's another £30 for you, Paul. In the picture of Dorian Gray stays young whilst his portrait ages. Who wrote the book?
Oscar Wilde.
Oscar Wilde gives you another £30. Well done. Good lad. Which gives us the scores at the end of round one. Ken and Michael with £30, the same as Brian and Alice. And in the lead at the moment, our two lads from Accrington, Stuart and Paul, with £60. We move on to round two now. The questions, £50 each. A little bit more difficult. And the subjects that are lit are the ones you can choose. Come on, Ken, for Mike.
We'll try history again.
We'll try history again, sir. Maybe we've just settled down a bit now. Just relax yourself, Michael. History we'd like. Yes, £50 you've got. For another £50, Ken, for another £50, England lost the American colonies under the reign of a king who eventually became violently insane. Who was he?
George III.
George III, what a good answer. Well done, give you another 50 quid. Great. Come on, Alice, for Brian.
Potluck again,
Potluck
please.
again, we'll try for this potluck. Let's see if we can get lucky this time, Brian. That's fine. £50. For another £50, Alice, for another £50, listen to this introduction to a film theme. Now then, you think you know the answer to that, but listen to the question. We all know the star of these films, but who played the part of his harassed boss, the chief of police? Relax, you probably know it.
I do.
Paul, your light was on.
Herbert Lom.
Herbert Lom gives you £50. Well done. We'll move on. Paul, it's your turn for Stuart.
Sport, please, Jim.
Sport, we'll try for you, young sir. And that's fine. £50 you've got. For another £50, well done, audience. Well done. Well-trained audience here. That was right on cue. Now then, Paul, here we go for another £50. What is the name of the rugby union stadium where Scotland's home international matches are played?
Is it Murrayfield?
It is Murrayfield. Gives you another £50. Well done. At the end of that round, Michael and Ken with £130, Brian and Alice trailing with £80, and in the lead, Stuart and Paul, £210. All to play for as we move to round three. The questions, £100 each. A little bit more difficult and, of course, less subjects. In fact, what we've got left are places, showbiz, words and spelling. Just the four, Ken. Give us one.
Words, please.
We'll try that for you, sir. And he's dropped into books, and we can't ask the question because the subject's gone. So we move on. Now, Alice.
Showbiz, please.
Showbiz will try for you, sweetheart. Showbiz will try. Chance for you to salvage your situation here, Brian. And you've done just that, got yourself £50. For another £100, Alice, listen carefully to this question. What is the name of the astronaut in David Bowie's song Space Oddity?
Major Tom.
Major Tom gets you £100. Well done. We move on now to Paul for Stuart.
Words, please.
Words, we'll try it for you, sir. We'll try that because we know about words in East Lancashire. But sadly, we don't know about dart playing because he didn't go in, so it gives us the score at the end of that round. £130 for Michael and Ken, Brian and Alice with £230, and sadly, of course, because he hit books, we couldn't ask the subjects. It's Stuart and Paul with £210. So with £130, we've got to say cheerio to Michael and Ken. Come in, boys. There you go, boys. In you come, Mike. Well done. Well done. and Ken, good lads, all the way from York. Take those darts and your hand-embroidered Bullseye badges with our compliments. There you are, Ken and Mike. And you've won £130. There are 100. That's another 1, 2, £130. Take that with our compliments. Don't leave us, because you know the way the game goes. We may well see you right at the end.
Fine.
All right?
Right.
Have a good night anyway.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming, Ken. Thank you, Mike. Thank you very much indeed. Well, that was a little turn now, wasn't it? Amazing, that. They were well in front and then suddenly off they go. Come on, have a look at the board. It's going round. It's the match play dartboard. Even as I speak, it revolves unto you. There we are. Here, where the two dart players compete head to head. So, lads, as many as you can score, because it's questions for your partners. It's pounds for points. Brian, off you go. Stuart, you stand with me. Come on, young Tony.
OK, Brian, first round. Best of luck. It's 1. Treble 20, 60. And that's a treble 5, 15, so that's 76 for Brian. 76, Stuart. 5. Another 5. And that's treble 18, which is 64.
Well, there we are. All right, here we go. Well, Brian gets you a question worth £76 here, Alice. Listen.